What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 100 of Umineko When They Cry. Now, before we begin, I do have something to say. I actually looked it up, and I found the chances of no DNA from a grandparent. I couldn't find one from a parent. I think it's because it's literally impossible. But to get no DNA from one grandparent is 1 in 8.4 million. So you can imagine the number to be astra-fucking-nomical. Anyways, I should mention that this is a second take. And by second take, this is the first time where I actually have to redo an entire episode. No, literally, I made it to 23 minutes, and then somehow I was able to make the game open up in another tab. Like, I had this game, and then that happened. Yeah, I forgot about that. That fucking scared me. But no, like, Umineko When They Cry opened up in another tab. So I had two Uminekos playing, and the whole video was ruined. So, I also didn't like the commentary I had. I was very, very quiet for this video, considering it's episode 100, so I decided to go ahead, bite the bullet, and do it all over again. So, everything in this video, I kind of already know what's going to happen in this particular video, so I do apologize for that. Also, I believe Lucifer represents the sin of pride. Makes sense, considering, you know, biblically, Lucifer, bringer of light, was so prideful that he challenged God. So please don't, okay? Well, what will killing him do? Well, that was excessive. You didn't need to kill him. Anyways, like, okay, so there are two tracks in this game that I want to know the name of. Because, holy shit, they're good. And I'll tell you guys, I'll ask it when we hear the tracks. Or I might split up the video and you might not hear the second track. But you'll for sure hear the first one. But, oh my gosh, like, I just, what the fuck? There's another mansion. There's another fucking mansion. But, you see, this is something I don't get. Why is Rosa getting just shit on all over? Like, okay, first of all, yeah, she's a bad mother. There's no denying that. I mean, for fuck's sake, she beats her child. We haven't seen any of that in this chapter, but holy shit, in the last chapter, man, it was all over. Second of all, like, her childhood, like, apparently her childhood is, like, bullshit. She's constantly picked on by her older siblings. Up until this very day. Not only that, but she's the only one who doesn't, like, she doesn't have a partner right now. Or, if she does, her partner's away for, like, ever. I feel bad for her, but I also don't excuse anything she's done. Like I said, it's a very uncomfortable situation and topic that I'm talking about. And on top of that, these characters are so fucking gray. Like, okay, Higurashi When They Cry. I'll talk about this. during the portions that I had nothing to talk about. But, like, the differences between this and Higurashi, I guess this is a good thing to talk about on episode 100. You know, while things are happening. But for now, let's just continue this. She ran away. That sucked. Like, okay, I have never, ever gotten running away from home. Alright? Especially now that I'm an adult, and I have financial responsibilities. Yeah, fucking running away from home, from your parents, is a horrible, stupid idea. First of all, if you don't get just completely fucked over by life, going out into the world, it's so fucking dangerous. You don't know who you're gonna run into. You don't know what's gonna happen. But even then, if you somehow miraculously not get fucked over, not find people who are bad people, who are going to get you into bad situations, then you have no, like, you have nothing. But of course, this was 20 years ago when she was a kid. So back then, you know, kids are stupid, we're stupid. We were all stupid at one point. Hell, we're still stupid now. So, there's not exactly a lot we can do. That being said, however, where was she gonna go? This was a huge fucking island. Yeah, also, I want to ask something. This island, how fucking big is Rokunjima? I thought it was big enough for just the mansion, but apparently it's big enough for 2 mansions, a fucking forest, a beach, a cliff, fucking everything in between. I still can't believe there's a second mansion. That's just absurd. Eva, okay, Eva, can you, like, fuck off right now? Also, thanks, Cross, for covering for her. Yeah, none of your guys' business are profitable right now, okay? Let's just get that out of the way right now. No one can laugh at Rosa right now for her business, because all 3 of these fuckers, they're sinking. Could you show us on a map? The lady was fucking 10, middle school, 10, 11. She was like barely a teenager at the time. Yeah, she was walking randomly and fucking 20 years have passed. Holy shit. Also, thank you for stopping the rain, 07. I really do not like it whenever it rains. Yeah, the gold itself could be fucking there. Like, when you think about it, that would be the best place to store gold on a mansion that no one fucking knows about. And even then, you don't know how fucking big that mansion is. You could have a fucking cellar no one knows about. Yeah, about getting off the island and enlisting an aerial photographer. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I hate to break it to you, but, you're on Murder Island right now. I know you guys don't know that, but, These two right now... Okay, I'm not I'm not sure about this, but it seems like this is going to be an Eva chapter, and I don't know if it's going to make me like Eva or hate Eva even more. Because I'm indifferent. Eva so far, I like everything she does. Yeah, there was that thing in chapter 2 where she basically told Shannon to fuck off from her child, but if you turn the chessboard around and look at it from her point of view, you know, you want the best for your son, and servant, no, not really. I mean, it is kind of fucked up, you know, the way she said it, but, like, you want what's best for your son. Also, this is one of the songs. I want you guys to tell me what the fuck this song is. Alright? This song is amazing. It feels like it's straight out of Secret of Mana. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised that this is actually, like, oh my gosh, this is from Secret of Mana, isn't it? Or at least it's inspired by it. There's no way it's not. Listen to it. Here, fuck it, I'm gonna turn it up. You guys can listen to it for a sec. Right? That's from Secret of Mana. It sounds straight up like it's from the Forest of Mana, you know, like the tutorial section. Or, no, when you're in the forest, there's a part where you're in a forest in Secret of Mana, and very similar music plays. Fuck, I don't know what it's called. Gosh damn it, I don't know what it was. I should have Let's Played Secret of Mana, but I was always trying to get 2 other people to Let's Play it with me, so I never was able to do it. Because playing it alone, But no, this is a really, really good song. Gosh damn, what song was that in Secret of Mana? I'm gonna have to look up more fucking shit in between recording sessions. But like any one of you guys who played Secret of Mana, like this should be setting off some alarms right now. I remember when I first played that game, I didn't actually have the game growing up, I actually just emulated it. Which is depressing, but, you know, we didn't have... Okay, now it's no longer Secret of Mana, now it's just fucking awesome. Oh my gosh, what is this song, and where can I buy it on iTunes? Oh my gosh, can 07 release like a soundtrack for this game? Actually, from what my friend told me, if you beat the Steam version of Umineko, like all 4 chapters, you actually do get a music room. I don't know if that happens in this version of the visual novel, in the original one, but that would be the best! Oh my gosh. I would have all the sounds, all the music here. People also have been telling me that I can easily find the sounds in the sound folder of this game. Okay, I just want to tell people right now, I have a Windows 10. I first got this game on the Windows 8. Because of that, I didn't actually get an application. Or, more so, I didn't get a folder for this game. Instead, this game downloaded itself as an application on my desktop. So you know whenever you use Windows 10, if you go to the Start menu, you can look up applications. There's apps for like Office app and whatnot, and it's the app version rather than the exe file. Well, Umineko When They Cry is actually a desktop app for me. Like a window, like Start menu, type in Umineko When They Cry. Oh, it's an app. It's a fucking Windows app for me. It's not a folder or anything. So when you guys tell me to look in, like, my folder, I don't have a folder. I literally have nothing. So, I'm kinda fucked. This is what I'm saying. But I guess now is a good time to talk about the differences between this and Higurashi. And one of the main differences and why I fucking love this game a little bit, slightly more than Higurashi. I mean, don't get me wrong, Higurashi has some fantastical stories. And this, a lot of these chapters, like, a lot of this is kind of cliched. Like, okay, the whole mansion murder thing has been done to death, but, like, we can all get past that, right? So, one of the things that I love about this game is that it's kind of like Silent Hill 2. And what I mean by that is, in Higurashi When They Cry, a lot, and I mean a lot of the characters were painted in this good and evil sort of sense. Alright? You were either good or you were either evil. You were either, you know, characters like Satoko, you were characters like Mion, or you were characters like Teppei. Now, the only time that that didn't happen was when the creepiness happened. When characters like Rena, who you assumed to be good, started acting strange and dissolved into madness. But you never really knew why at first. It just so happened that, you know, things all were a misunderstanding. You get evil characters like Shion Sonozaki, and you get good characters like Mion Sonozaki. But the divide between them slowly started to blur as the game went on. This game takes that and runs with it to the 11th degree. And the reason for that is, you get characters like Rosa. Okay, at first she's beating her child. Very evil, very bad person. Then you learn a little bit more about her. You start to sympathize with her. You start to realize that she had a shit childhood. Not only that, but, like, she actually, like, has a resolve at the very end of Chapter 2, and she realizes her mistakes right before she dies alongside her daughter, and realizes that her daughter's the single most important thing to her. You start to sympathize with these characters. Like, Beatrice is a good example, now that she's on screen. Beatrice is a murderer. She is someone who kills, outright kills, 18 people on this island. In every single chapter. Presumably. I haven't gotten too far in this chapter, and I haven't read chapters 4 and onward. But, in the last 2 chapters, Beatrice has mercilessly killed everyone on this island. However, her past, when you learn about her past, learn that she's been caged up here, like a fucking bird in a cage, that she killed herself, and now her body was homunculified by Kinzo, and she was born again as a baby, and eventually became an adult. You start to sympathize with someone like that. And it's so fucking great. In Higurashi When They Cry, he tried to make us sympathize with murderers, and okay, I'll admit, I could sympathize a little bit with Shion. Not so much later on, because it was pretty fucking clear that she went batshit insane. I could sympathize with Keiichi, only to a degree. He was a murderer, yes. But he was doing the wrong thing for the right reasons. To quote Zootopia, because that was the only thing that I could think of. But seriously, he did the wrong thing, but he did it for the right reasons. To save someone, to protect them. I never got that whole Takano thing. I never sympathized with Takano. Ever. I honestly, ever, since I read Higurashi When They Cry twice, since I've watched the anime, everything, I've never once sympathized with Takano. Even with her backstory in Higurashi When They Cry, I could not sympathize with her. I could accept that she was spared, but I could never accept that she could be redeemed. Umineko, on the other hand, I feel like every single character here, all the bad ones, all the people who are doing bad things, like the siblings, they can all be redeemed. I feel like the witch, she could be redeemed. And by extension, maybe her servants. Maybe, well, maybe not. Her servants are demons, but you get what I mean, right? I feel like this game is very gray. You can't say, this is a bad guy, this is a bad person, and keep that mentality throughout the entirety of Umineko When They Cry. Which is why it makes me nervous when you have neutral characters. You've all heard my distrust for Birkenstell, right? I never really have trusted Birkenstell at any point. And the reasons for that stem from Higurashi When They Cry Re. Birkenstell outright killed Rika's parents in order to separate her from Rika. She then went on to become a witch, in which case she was known as the famous witch who defeated Lamb Delta. She also did a time paradox by making sure that the sinless world would happen by saving Takano's parents and Takano in that event. But with all of that in mind, Birkenstell is a witch. And my experiences with witches, other than Higurashi When They Cry Re, is people like Lamb Delta, who was the driving force behind Takano and Higurashi When They Cry, and people like Beatrice, who, you might not have noticed, has killed 18 people multiple times! And with very scary results. I mean, you all remember that Halloween party. Holy shit! It makes neutral characters seem unnerving in this game. And that's a good thing. A lot of the character development in this game is so much different than Higurashi When They Cry. In Higurashi When They Cry, you had your good guys, and you had your good guys that became bad through your point of view, and then you had your bad guys. There was no gray character. You were either for people like Keiichi, trying to help his friend, or against people like Keiichi, who became a murderer. You were either for Takano, realizing her past was so shit, or you were against her, realizing that she has murdered countless times over so many worlds. It's so... I don't know how to describe it, but I think the best games ever are ones that are gray. And because of that, I like Umineko a lot more than Higurashi as a whole. And I will say this, when it comes to murder mystery novels, Umineko has a Higurashi beat. If you read Higurashi When They Cry for murder mystery, you won't get anything. You'll get some things, but the murder mystery happens to people other than the characters. It's the environment itself that is the culprit. Hinamizawa. For example, Chapter 1 in Higurashi When They Cry, people around Keiichi died and he suspected his friends. It was a murder mystery novel, but not to solve anyone immediately. It was to prevent him from dying. Same with Chapter 2. Keiichi was learning about people who were dying, and in turn eventually came to the conclusion that it was Mion. In Umineko When They Cry, however, people are outright dying in front of you. Like, True Blue outright getting slaughtered right then and there. So it's more of a murder mystery novel in Umineko When They Cry, rather than Higurashi When They Cry. And because of that, I feel like for people who like murder mystery novels, they'll like Umineko When They Cry a lot more. But Higurashi When They Cry has a more down-to-earth slice of life. You can relate to these characters rather than Umineko When They Cry. Higurashi has, in my opinion, better stories, whereas Umineko When They Cry has a better story, if you catch my drift. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me on this exhausting episode of me just non-stop talking. I'm gonna go now. We didn't get to the second song. I'll talk about the second song in the next episode. But until that time, I thank you guys for joining me up until episode 100, and I hope you guys will join me after episode 100. So until then, guys, I will see you guys then.